Tackling your business's finance to-dos can be daunting enough without being slowed down by QuickBooks. More like slow books. NetSuite by Oracle is the #1 financial system, no matter how big your business grows. With visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, e-commerce, and more, NetSuite is everything you need to grow, all in one place. Special financing is back. NetSuite is offering a one-of-a-kind financing program only for those ready to switch today. Head to netsuite.com/C-Suite right now. That's netsuite.com/C-Suite.
Either you control factors controlling your life, or unwanted destinations will await you. Greg Williams, the master negotiator and body language expert.
Hello, and welcome to Greg Williams, the Master Negotiator and Body Language Experts podcast.
Seven important factors that makes you a more powerful negotiator. People don't realize they're always negotiating. Some negotiators try never to become powerful because they lack the basic knowledge of achieving that goal. They haphazardly employ negotiation strategies in the quest to become better, but they miss the essential factors that can set them on that path. Do you know what path that is? Would you like to know how you can become a more powerful negotiator? It is not difficult. By employing the following factors in your negotiations, your negotiation efforts will become enriched with better outcomes. And the following factors are what will lead you there. Factor number 1, the right negotiation environment. Will you be negotiating in an ostentatious environment, one adorned by life's finery, or one that is humble to project the persona of a few resources? Such settings influence a negotiator's mind and can subliminally dictate how he negotiates. Always be mindful of the surroundings in which your talks will occur. The environment will impact the proceedings. Factor number 2, projecting right demeanor. When negotiating, a good negotiator knows she must project the right demeanor. And, in part, that means she must control her emotions. Because if she loses control, she will lack the mental ability to project the correct character. Her feelings will lead her versus she leading them. Per the right demeanor, there is no one-size-fits-all, meaning the best characteristics to display are the ones that match your negotiation counterpart. If your negotiation counterpart is easygoing, you might adopt the same persona. The same would be true if your opponent were brusque. Again, one size does not fit all. Do what is best for the current negotiation you find yourself. Factor number 3, building trust. When a negotiator is timid about agreeing to points in a negotiation, his commitment to action hinges on trust. He places trust in the other negotiator to be amenable, whatever that may mean to him. Thus, trust is a foundational building block for every negotiation. And to become a more powerful negotiator, you should seek to endow it early and often throughout the negotiation process. Negotiators that miss this vital aspect of negotiations forego opportunities that they never realize as their reality. Factor number 4, displaying empathy. There is an adage that states, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Enclosed in that adage is an arching thought to negotiations. Not until a negotiator senses your empathy for his plight will he trust you enough to lower his guard. And to make him amenable to granting your desires in the negotiation, you need to display genuine empathy. He must feel the sensation of it. Once he does, he will give you more leeway throughout the talks because he will internalize the impression of your understanding. Never discount the value that empathy has to move someone to action. Factor number 5, missing vital cues. Did you see that? Do you know what that stammer meant? During negotiations, negotiators emit signals that are reflections of their thoughts. Negotiators may not convey their ideas through their words, and that is why you must be observant of such cues. They give you valuable information about the stages you are in during the negotiation. A negotiator may emit a cue, such as reaching for a pen, when you have suggested that you close the deal. If you miss that signal and continue talking, you run the risk of your opponent seeking more insights. Always be attuned to subtle signals throughout the negotiation. Those cues are markers per where you are in the process, and they may serve as signs of caution and when it is good to continue. Factor number 6, revealing too much/too little information. When someone asks how much information should a negotiator disclose, my answer is, it depends. It depends on the person with whom you are negotiating and the type of negotiation. In integrative bargaining, you might become inclined to exchange information freely. That type of negotiation is usually seeking a win-win outcome. But if you know you will be in a distributive negotiation, it might be wise to become cautious about how much and when you disperse information. Negotiators using this type of negotiation usually attempt to maximize their gains at the expense of the other. It is known as a win-lose type of negotiation. The only way for one negotiator to win is if the other loses. Always balance the dispersing of information based on the negotiation type you are in and the type of negotiator with whom you are dealing. Factor number 7, never forget that you are always negotiating. Novice negotiators think negotiations begin once you are at the negotiation table. Nothing could be further from the truth. As you are engaging this information, you are negotiating within yourself. You are assessing how you might use this information and with whom you might employ it. Plus, I say you are always negotiating due to the information you expose to others about yourself per the things you say and do. Your opponent can gather that information to better his negotiation position. It becomes his offensive and defensive tool, and from it stems leverage. Reflection. If you want to become a more powerful negotiator, you must be mindful of the factors mentioned to do so. It is easy to lose a negotiation due to a tiny misstep that leads to a mishap during your negotiation. And that is why you must be aware of the factors that powerful negotiators adhere to when negotiating. So, if you genuinely want to increase your negotiation skills, the foundation to do so has been presented. Embrace them. Use them as your foundation for better and more powerful negotiation outcomes. In return, you will become a more powerful negotiator, and everything will be right with the world. Remember, you're always negotiating.
Thank you for listening to Greg Williams, the Master Negotiator and Body Language Experts podcast. If you'd like to reach me, please do so by sending an email to Greg, G-R-E-G, at the, T-H-E, Master, M-A-S-T-E-R, Negotiator, Negotiator.com. And please feel free to check out articles I've written about negotiations and reading body language at www.themasternegotiator.com. Remember, you're always negotiating. Goodbye for now.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.